everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am jumping right back into creating some content. I have been working so much in my garden, so I wanted to take you guys along and share some fun updates. This is such a fun transition time from spring to summer, and I filmed quite a bit, so I have a lot of updates to share with you guys. So let's jump in and make sure you stick around. It's going to be fun. So I started planning my garden out, I would say, in probably February, and I just do a little bit each day, whether it's watering or moving something around, planting something, pulling weeds. And over the last, I would say, year and a half, I have really let the garden go. So this feels so good every day. I grab my coffee, I go outside like first thing in the morning, and I just do something. This was a really pretty olive I had that I really let go, unfortunately, but it is getting a lot of new growth. I will show you guys an update because it looks even better than this now. So I'll probably repot it again. But yeah, this is kind of what the garden looks like when I started working on it again and when we kind of cleaned things up. Like I said, lots of weeds, and it just needed a lot of love. Thank you, Cosmo, for ruining my shot. So nothing gets me a little bit excited to go and get some new plants. I have struggled with the lavender. I think I figured it out now. So I picked up some Spanish lavender from Home Depot. I like to have this in the garden just because it brings the pollinators. So I will be planting those, but not before I do a thorough cleaning of everything. So I like to power wash everything and get the dust and the dirt off of everything. There is plenty of that everywhere. I am such a sucker for trying to save everything, and I was debating here if I should try to save these pillows. They have like a little bit of mold on the back, so I tried to save them. I did throw them in the washer, and they just were so weathered, they just got destroyed in the washer, so I threw those out. And these cushions are going to be power washed. They have a lot of cat hair. We have a stray kitty that tends to hang out in our garden all the time. He does have a little cat house on the side of our house, so we let him stay, but he does sit in my garden chairs all the time. This rug gets really weathered over the winter months, so I'm definitely going to be washing that. I'm going to be power washing these chairs. I love using the blower to get all the dust and the leaves and all that type of stuff off of there. So I started some little seedlings probably back in February. I did like snapdragons, some sweet peas. I think we did sunflowers. And yeah, those have been growing. They've been doing really well. I think I've finally mastered the sweet peas and the snapdragons this season. But the funnest part, honestly, has been making and adding to a compost pile, a compost bin. It has been so cool to watch this work. So this is all old soil, but I like to kind of switch it out and renew it. And so what I'll do is I'll add it to like a compost bin, and it has a lid, and I will put old soil and mix a bunch of like kitchen scraps. So like strawberry tops and coffee grounds and tons of stuff. And it literally just renews the soil, and anything that I add that compost soil to just goes crazy. It is actually the funnest process to put old food scraps, and then in a couple days they're gone, and then you can use this compost to help your stuff grow. I'm also going to be getting started on some power washing. So I think I have shown you guys this power washer before. I've got this one on Amazon, and it works like a dream. It's pretty reasonable price, and you can see how dirty that rug is. It's literally brown and algae on it, and it's coming out brand new. It is so nice. It literally renews everything. I really feel like a power washer is a spring cleaning must. The way that this cement was laid, it kind of has that crack in the middle, and it tends to sink in, and the water gets stuck right in the middle. So it always fills the rug with like algae spots on one area. You can see how like green and gross it is. So I'm going to add a little bit of soap to this rug, and you guys, the soap did wonders because this rug came out like so clean. And why not do the whole cement while we're at it? Some of this cement gets a little bit of that algae, like I said, right in the same spots. So I'm just gonna clean all that up. And then the chairs are gonna get a nice cleaning. I think this is like year 3 with these chairs. I would have to go back in my videos, but yeah, we've had these for quite a while. These are old Studio McGee, and they've held up actually really nicely. I'm also going to do these pots. These are super cute. I'm gonna put my lavender in these and give these a good cleaning as well. So I had a ton of succulents in kind of random pots that people have given me or I've taken home from like different showers and different things like that. And I can't just throw them away because I just love plants, but I don't know what to do with that many pots. So I like to keep them all in one big like bowl and then use that as a centerpiece. So I am consolidating everything into this one big pot that I have, and you guys can see, I will show you an after of what this looks like now because I added compost in. There's also like a lot of little spiders and some like dead leaves in there, so I'm definitely cleaning all this up and getting rid of all the old spiders and all the old foliage, cleaning it up, consolidating it, and making it look super nice. But what I started this in, these have just gone crazy in this pot. I can't even believe how big they've gotten. So this is what this planter looked like when I started this and put these in, and it's only been, I would say, maybe 3 or 4 weeks since I filmed this. And this is what it looks like now. Can you even believe how big it's gotten? It's literally outgrowing the pot, and it is the magic of the compost. I am telling you, it is just like magic. So I also had a little project that I worked on a couple weekends ago. We had a ton of these random pavers that I had no idea what to do with, and they're too heavy to put in the garbage can. And so yeah, I thought, why don't I just put them around this little crepe myrtle tree that we have, and yeah, I can make a little planter out of it and plant some flowers or plant things around this tree and just utilize it as another place to plant things. So I ended up doing kind of a 2-level. So the one to the right has like 3 pavers, like I guess in height. And then I ended up doing this one kind of a level down, and this one will have 2 pavers in height. So the bottom one I'm planning. So I was thinking for this little planter, I was going to keep my herbs in this little corner one and try to consolidate them because I know they can go really crazy. So I think it'll be nice to have one dedicated planter to just herbs. So here we have some parsley, snapdragons. I think those are daisies, which I was not crazy about this year, but it's always a learning process. This is the parsley that's going in, which I'm gonna have to replant once I get a little bit more dirt and add a little bit more dirt to that planter. This is going to be for the sweet peas, and I had to add the trellis to this once I got all the dirt in and mixed in with the compost and everything. I had to build a trellis for the sweet peas because they are climbing flowers, so they definitely need something to hang on to. So once I get all of this soil ready and then I get the trellis attached to the planter, it'll be ready for the sweet peas to be planted. In the meantime, I'm gonna get the Spanish lavender planted. Like I said, it brings all the pollinators. So this is a really fun one, and it smells super nice too. I'm also using this fertilizer in here. I tend to sprinkle this in my planters just to give it a little boost, and some flower food. So I got these from Home Depot. You can see they are so, I guess they're not root bound, but the roots really need to be loosened up. They're really tight in there. So loosening those up and putting them in these planters. Part of me wants to plant them directly in the ground and then they'll come back every year, but I really like them in the planters. So maybe in the future, maybe next spring, I'll do some in the ground because I just love the lavender so much. A lot of this, so I've harvested, I think twice, like maybe 2 or 3 times actually, from these plants just in the past several weeks. They keep reproducing. They're starting to slow down a little bit now, but I've been able to get a lot of lavender. So I'm hoping that I can use those in things like candles and lots of fun stuff around the house. So this is the trellis that I needed to make. I literally just used scraps that I had in the garage on hand, and it actually turned out really cute. I wanted to kind of do it like a darker gray color. We have a lot of cooler colors in the garden mixed with some wood tones, so I just love designing stuff like this. So this was kind of fun. It took me probably about half a day, but I really like the color that it is. So I'm just going to do a couple coats of this paint. I know with the wood, it's probably not going to last forever, but it'll probably get me through a few seasons. It kind of has a design of almost like a plaid, and I thought that was a really cute element to add to the garden. And putting this little patio back together, you can see how brand new that rug looks. I can't even believe it. It is so clean. It looks so good again. Also, the chairs have been cleaned. It's so nice. So my big planter, I always put in the center of the chairs, and I love to plant creeping myrtle in that planter. It is just my favorite thing. I love how the green kind of hangs over it, and then it has the purple flowers during the spring and some of summer, but I just love this. I do this a lot, and I can't wait to use this as ground cover one day. Right now we don't have a ton of space, and but I love the creeping myrtle for ground cover as well. So one day if I ever have really pretty landscape with like some really big rocks, this would be a beautiful addition to that. But for now, I will put it in my planter in my garden and enjoy it. I was also super excited about those bright little yellow plants that are in that tray of creeping myrtle. I kind of called it a freebie, if you will. So I took the one that had the extra little plants growing out of it, and it actually did have a succulent in there that I didn't notice until it started growing like crazy too, but I like to call those the little freebies. So this usually comes in one big tray, or you can buy it even in individual pots as well, but I like to just buy the big tray. I think it's about $30, and it grows pretty fast, especially with a lot of water. And I just kind of put it in there and piece it all together, and it just grows all together and infuses all together. I make sure that none of those little vines are stuck in the side of the planter. And yeah, like I said, I'll show you guys an update at the very end of how this looks now, and it is just gone so crazy. So my umbrella got broken during a winter storm, so I had to get a new one, and that one, the old one, was wood, so I ended up just getting kind of a plastic, or it's not really plastic, I think it's like aluminum or something. And this one's brown, and it has kind of a better little, what is that? little winder or little handle thing. This one is really smooth and it's a lot easier to use than the wooden one. Both really pretty, but this one is a lot easier to use than the World Market ones. This one was from Amazon. I'll link it below if you're interested. It was a really great price. I also got some new pillows because the old ones, it was just time to let them go. So these were from Amazon and I love the little design. I love the green too. There's a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, and with the wood tones, I think it's really pretty. I will link those if you're interested. And then I'm going to be adding my lavender plants. These just look so pretty. I love the colors. I think I'm a sucker for purple, I have to say. I always love purple. So I am so happy with the progress of the garden, getting things cleaned up and picked up, working on things a little each day. So this space has really come a long way recently with just working on it a little at a time, a little each day. It's really beautiful now and it's just thriving, and it's kind of reminiscent, I would say, a little bit of life. Like, things just get so busy, and like me, my kids are in this season right now where they take all of my time and all of my attention and sports, and my life is really devoted to my kids, as it should be. So the garden has really become a place for me to kind of have a little bit of quiet time and a little bit of something for myself each morning, even if it means getting up a little bit earlier. I really look forward to like getting my coffee and going out and watering. You can see in some of these newer shots how much everything has grown. I finally got the sweet peas and the snapdragons in. We also have some sunflowers. The kids really love those. Those are actually seeds from their grandpa's garden, which is super, super sweet. I just love that. And then we have some little bean plants that came from my son's classroom garden. That was super cute to bring home. We also have this fence that is covered in the trumpet vine in the summer, and it brings a ton of pollinators and hummingbirds. And so when I'm out in the garden, the hummingbirds will come, and I just love it so much. It's super cool. So I'm so glad that I got to share this little update with you guys. It's been a long time coming. I know I haven't been uploading that much in the last year. I also want to thank everybody who has reached out. So many people have sent the sweetest messages and asking, when are you coming back? And it's just this really busy season for me right now. And so I think I focus a lot on the things that are most important, which is my family and my kids. And thank you to everybody who's reached out. We're all doing really well. And I hope to get some more content now that summer's coming and we've got a little bit more free time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.